Welcome everyone to our webinar on studying in the United States as Indian students. I am Arpit and next to me sits Ryan, who is from America.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan and I'm American. Nice to meet you guys. Welcome, everybody who is watching this now.
Before we dive in, I just want to make it clear that today isn't really about us. Sure, we'll give you a quick overview of who we are, but honestly, our main focus is on your journey to the US. So, a little bit about us. We're actually a group of friends who met while studying in the US. We're a pretty diverse bunch, mostly Indians, but we also have some locals and a few international students from other countries in the mix. You can see some of us in these photos here. Now, I should mention that there are quite a few people in our group who prefer to stay behind the scenes. They don't really want to share their photos or voices because they're not super comfortable being in the public eye. What really connects all of us is that nearly all of us went through the process of organizing and preparing our applications and visa paperwork on our own. It was definitely quite a journey, and we're really excited to share what we learned along the way to help you navigate your own path to studying in the US. So, let's talk about something real for a moment. A few of our friends spent quite a bit of money on consultancies, and honestly, they were only half happy with the results. Today, we are going to cover the steps involved in applying to US universities, some of the challenges you might face, and how this whole process stacks up against the Indian education system. Now, most of you are probably still in India, right? If you look at the visual we have here, you can see India at the top in yellow and the US at the bottom in green. The red area represents the challenges you'll need to overcome. The timeline flows from left to right, so we'll break down each step and discuss the questions you need to answer along the way. Now, basically, many of you are graduating soon from your 12 years of schooling, or maybe you've already finished. If you're currently studying in India, here's some good news. The US also has a 12-year school system. So when it comes to post-secondary education, there's no extra preparation year like in some other countries. Let's say you've decided to pursue a bachelor's degree. But here's the catch. You might be feeling a bit lost about how to actually get to the US. Sure, one option is to go through a consultancy, but they can be super expensive, and honestly, many aren't that great. That's where we come in with a different approach. We believe in building a community. We have already made this journey to the US, and those who are currently on their way face similar challenges as you do. So, why not create a supportive community that helps each other out? Now, circling back to your plan of studying for a bachelor's program, some of you may have already taken entrance exams like JEE or others. You might be wondering if those scores are accepted in the US. And I get it, it can be confusing. Plus, you might not even know where to start. Some of you might decide to stay back and do your bachelor's in India because it feels more convenient and affordable. And that's fine. We have specific courses for Indians who want to do a bachelor's in the US and courses about the master's in the US. By the way, a small side information. We also offer this for Canada. But let's take a moment to look at some advantages of studying in the US. After we go through these benefits, you can weigh whether it's worth making that leap. There are tons of great aspects about studying in the US. If you have been already in the US, you know that you can do sightseeing trips all over the states. This includes not only Niagara Falls, Grand Canyon, New York, San Francisco, or Las Vegas. There are so many beautiful places which are not that known. You can Google, for example, Horseshoe Bend, which is a beautiful place. Okay, let's keep going because we want to make this introduction as short as possible. Although the US has high tuition fees, there are many options for scholarships. And of course, once you are here, you study in the best universities in the world. And when I say best, I mean the best universities in the world. You will find international students from all over the world. It is unbelievable how many people from different countries I have already met. Americans are pretty chilled, and here at the university, you realize that you talk with very smart and also ambitious people. So, it is somehow easy to connect, but also clear that you must work hard for uni. The degrees are obviously all recognized back home. So, If you decide to come back, you will have no problem. It's the opposite. You will have many options. A degree from a US university makes life much easier back home in India, but also in the US. It, of course, depends on your major. So be smart and focus on majors which are also in future highly relevant. Furthermore, it is possible to study and work in parallel. You are allowed to work up to 20 hours per week. And if you have no lectures in the semester break, you are even allowed to work full time. Another aspect I don't want to miss is the different culture. And I don't talk about American culture only. There are also many European or Asian people here. It is kind of exciting to see how people with different background the same goal have, but approach it slightly different. And of course, we also want to become successful and wealthy. And if you know the salaries which you can get on the East Coast, then this is pretty realistic. And again, here it matters what you study, which domain or major. We will also describe this in our online course. So, let's dive deeper into what it takes to apply for universities in the US and how we can help guide you through this exciting journey. Alright, let's talk about you. So, you finally made the decision that you want to go to the US. Whether you've just finished school or graduated with a bachelor's in India, the big question now is when? Which intake is the best for you? And what about deadlines? Once you have your plan and a desired start date in mind, you'll start asking yourself some important questions. Where can I study? Which universities will accept me? What are considered good universities? Should I go for a public or private university? What makes them stand out? You might also wonder which universities are recognized internationally, how to shortlist them, and if there are ways to avoid tuition fees or get scholarships. That's where we come in. We are here to guide you through all of this. Since everyone's situation is different, it really depends on your academic performance. We'll provide you with the relevant tools and criteria to help you make informed decisions. For undergraduate degrees, we recommend picking between 5 to 10 universities. For graduate degrees, it might be slightly less than that. But keep in mind that the requirements for each university can vary. Most will ask for English proficiency tests and sometimes admission tests too. There are also some additional prerequisites you need to prepare, like your CV, letters of recommendation or LOR, and your statement of purpose. The ESOP is particularly important. It's one of the key documents in your application. Don't worry, we'll guide you on how to craft a strong SOP that stands out. After applying to universities, the next step is to apply for your visa. There are some government requirements you'll need to meet, like proving your financial stability and demonstrating your motivation for studying in the US. Once you have your visa, that's a huge relief because you've tackled some of the hardest parts. After that, it's just about applying to universities, booking your flights, and checking on health insurance, though those can still be minor challenges. Now, I know some of you might be thinking about paying a lot of money to an agency and hoping they'll handle everything for you. But be cautious. We've heard stories of students who paid agencies only to receive offers from universities they didn't even apply for, so they ended up at schools they weren't excited about. That's why we always recommend starting this process on your own first. Since many of you might not have much experience with this yet, we're here to help with our online courses that guide you through each step and answer all those burning questions. If you're struggling at any point, don't hesitate to ask in our community. Get feedback and also lend a hand to others who might be facing challenges. In the end, you'll find yourself in the US experiencing all those amazing benefits we talked about earlier. Trust me, this will be an unforgettable time in your life. Now let's touch on costs briefly. You don't have to pay anything. Save those lakhs of rupees and invest them in something more important down the line. We want to help you through it all, but we're also being honest here. If you're just looking for quick information without any commitment, this might not be the right fit for you. We're really aiming to support motivated students who are ambitious and eager to make a difference. If you're ready to change the world and support each other along the way, we'd love for you to join us. We offer online courses that you can check out on our website at guidanceabroad.com. So let's talk about how you can get involved. Sign up for free, give us your feedback, and help out where you can. Together, we can make this community stronger. If we notice that someone isn't participating, we may need to restrict their access. But don't worry, this is completely free for everyone. We know that some people face disadvantages or even discrimination, and we want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to grow. If you have experiences to share, we'd love to hear them. And before we jump into the FAQ section, feel free to submit any questions you have now, and we'll answer them later. Now, let's quickly touch on our approach compared to agencies. When you're looking to study in the US, it's essential to invest a good amount of time into research since you might not have much expertise in the application process yet. That's why some people choose to pay agencies to handle things for them. Sure, it might save you a little time, but honestly, you still have to spend time and communicate with them. Plus, you'll still need to review and tweak your statement of purpose, SOP. So, you're not really saving as much time as you think. Agencies do have more experience than you when you are starting out, but they can charge a hefty fee. Instead of spending a ton of money on that, why not join a community? You'll save some time compared to doing everything completely on your own, because our step by step online course provides all the details you need. The great thing is that you get access to the expertise of all of us while also having the chance to give back. Here's a simple example. Let's say you apply to MIT with an amazing essay and get accepted. That essay that helped you get into MIT could be super helpful for others too. So why not share it afterward? In the end, you'll be glad to have a well written essay that others can benefit from. With that said, let's move on to the FAQ section. The highest rated question we have is, what's the difference between this community and platforms like Reddit or Facebook groups? That's a great question. Those platforms can be helpful too, but the biggest difference here at Guidance Abroad is that we offer an online course for free. You'll get hours of structured material with detailed instructions, like application videos for Common App or how to fill out your visa form. Things you won't find anywhere else. Alright, let's move on to the next question. I'm going to type it in here since you can't see my second screen. How can I check if I'm eligible for the course, and how do I sign up? That's an important point. Right now, anyone who wants to contribute to the community is eligible, either if you want to study a bachelor's or a master's in the US. Basically, we believe everyone should help each other out. We hope you'll share this course so others can learn from it too. Currently, about 50% of people who sign up actively contribute to the course and community. The others will be rejected. If we see too many students signing up at once, we might pause admissions temporarily. So we recommend signing up sooner rather than later. Worst case scenario, you'll end up on a waiting list for a few weeks. Just so you know, this free offer is limited because we do have some costs for servers and creating these courses. Now let's tackle another question that I just typed in. When should I start preparing? We recommend starting at least a year in advance if you don't want to feel rushed. This will depend on which intake you're aiming for. But as mentioned earlier, if you're looking to go in 2025 or 2026, signing up now is a great idea. And we're not sure how long we'll be accepting new students, which is why we're only guaranteeing spots for those who sign up or are on the waiting list. With that said, we want to wrap up this video about our community. Ryan, do you want to add anything?
Thanks so much for joining us today. Be sure to check out our website, guidanceabroad.com.
Good point. Check out guidanceabroad.com to find all the free courses. We really hope this information helps kickstart your educational journey abroad. See you in the courses!